Hi, it's Phil here. In this video we're going to be using Classic to analyse your NCEA data. As an administrator, you've probably got access through NCEA Administrator through to NCEA Utilities and then into printing utilities. Because the first place we need to look at when analysing our NCEA data is through into this NCEA credit summary table. As a teacher or dean, you may not have access through to CM Administrator, so instead we can go into CM Teacher. And then down the bottom of the page we've got the NCEA button. If we click this, it takes us through to the same two columns of buttons, and here we can click NCEA Credit Summary. This takes us through to the filter screen where we can break it down to the group of students we wish to look closely at. So in this case, let's go into this year, choose 13, click OK, and then click Display. You'll see the progress of the analysis building down at the bottom of the page. And what this is going to give us is a sortable, configurable table that will break down all our NCEA data, which is live in Classic, and allow us to manipulate it to see exactly what we want. This is great at the start of the year when we're checking whether the courses on the students have enough credits and standards, and through as the year is ongoing we can see the progress of the students so we don't miss anything that we need to see. So once the table appears on a smaller screen like on this laptop, we need to scroll over so we can see the information on the right hand side where we've got literacy and numeracy information, including UE reading and UE writing. And if we click any one of these headings, it sorts that particular column. So it's now taken it from low to high. Click it again, high to low, and we can do this for any of the columns. So we can start to identify the pieces of information that are giving us concern or we just want to have a look at and take it from there. Further to the left we have possible total, and that means how many credits are on the student at this particular time. So we click this, and again low to high, high to low. As we said earlier, great at the start of the year to make sure there is enough total credits on the student's course. Further to the right, the breakdown between externals and internals, how many they've gained on the internal credits so far and what that is as a percentage, and so on, breaking it down into level 1, 2 and 3, etc. We can print this information by using the print preview button down the bottom of the screen. If we click this, we get a number of options. It previews the data we've selected, and then we can print it straight to a particular printer of our choice. We can print it to a PDF for more permanent storage, or we can export it as a CSV so we can manipulate the data even further. We can go back to the top left to the Student Credits tab, have a further look at the data. We can even go right back to the filter and select another group and carry on from there. Once we've identified the students we want to have a closer look at, we can go to one screen, which takes each individual student's NCEA data and presents it in much more detail. That's the second to top button in the bar down the left hand side. I've already got it in the task bar down here. So we click this, and again we can choose a student on the left hand side. These are obviously scrambled names, or we could use the filter to have a subgroup that we want to step through. At the top there is a series of tabs that will vary depending on your school type, but if we click on the student and then the NCEA summary, we then get a detailed picture of what's going on with that student's credits. Towards the middle of the screen we can click the zoom button to take us in and out to have a look at the data a bit more clearly, and on the upper right hand side we can change the year of the data we want to have a look at. So in here we can see each of the student subjects they're taking this year, and again the amount of credits they've gained out of what, breaking it down into their course endorsements, NAME gains over on the right hand side, and then below this we get some graphical representations of this. So with this student we can see they've gained 37 credits of their internals to date. They've got 58 to go, and they'll have 45 credits available for their external exams at the end of the year. Down the bottom we've got a key to help us remember what all of these things are to do with, and we've got other tables such as this one here which shows confirmed results from that student's previous year. This has been imported in the NCEA Results file. And then further to the left again we've got breakdown and credit summaries by level and the year they sat. So it's a very useful table to drill down and see what's going on with individuals that we've identified we want to have a closer look at through the credit summary To get even more detail, we can go back to CM Teacher, close out from where we were here, and on the left hand side you've probably got the NCEA Details folder available to you. It's a subfolder underneath all documents. Otherwise it may have been given to you another way by your administrator. But in here are a series of pre-done documents, and if you click on the one that says NCEA Profile menu, it brings up this view here. And again, you can use the Alt-S key combination to select a particular student. Go into grid mode here by clicking this and choosing a particular student from this view. This series of documents is great for, again, drilling down right into the standards a student's got. So if we use the buttons here or clicked on the documents on the left hand side, we can see in much more detail the standards and the results attached to a particular student. It's all very easily to print, preview it. And if we went to this one, for example, NCEA subject by year details, we can again get a breakdown, previous year's results on particular students. So all in all, between the credit summary, the one screen, and these documents that are available in CM Teacher, it gives us a very thorough breakdown and pointing us at the students we need to keep a track of through all this here. As a CM administrator, you also have access back in NCEA Utilities to the student standards screen. This provides highly detailed results of what's going on with each particular student and the ability to manipulate and edit this data, right through from withdrawing them from all of their standards through to adding things like whether they want to take the paper in te reo or answer it, what the contexts are, etc, etc. Again, Alt-S helps us maneuver between different students, and we've got a filter button down here so we can find down what we actually want to see. So a reminder, we start with the NCEA credit summary that identifies students we want to have a closer look at. We can then move over to one screen to get more detail on particular students, and back in CM Teacher we can use the provided documents to then drill down and see what's going on in particular standards for any particular student we wish to look at.